All right, as I said earlier, this Nibia is absolutely monster performer. I've got some subscribers in it, so I'm happy, right? The entire market is #1. But here's the thing. Many are actually saying that if you like this stock and the reason it's up, take a look at IREN. Well, look at that. Look at that chart. It's mind-boggling. We've looked at it because my next guest has been pounding the table on it for quite a while. I'm going to bring in now EMJ Capital founder and president Eric Jackson. Eric, first, this news on Nibius, and how does it relate to IREN?
Well, Charles, basically, they signed a $17 billion deal yesterday with Microsoft so that Nebius has a facility, a data center in New Jersey, and they basically committed to Microsoft that, hey, you can use this data center for AI purposes over the next several years. So it works out to about $3 billion a year that Microsoft's going to pay to Nebius. And it's basically, they're powering a gigawatt worth of AI data center. So I mean, that's got people excited. Nebius is up like 50% today. But it's even more exciting, I think, for IREN and others, other names like Cipher, basically because IREN has more gigawatts in the pipeline in terms of AI data centers that are about to be lit over the next 12 months. They will have 3 gigawatts. And so they're basically sitting back and saying, hey, we're open for business. Let's take some orders. You want to do a deal, Oracle? You want to do a deal, Microsoft? Because everybody needs AI. Right. Like nobody's using ChatGPT less. And so IREN's in the catbird seat waiting to monetize this 3 gigawatts coming of AI data infrastructure, basically.
You know, what's interesting, too, is I've seen now some research on the stock from major companies in the last few weeks. In fact, Wall Street is really starting to embrace the stock big time. You can see just some of the upgrades, almost all of the upgrades in the last since this summer. How does that make you feel? Because you were talking about it long before these firms jumped on board.
You know, hey, I mean, the more the merrier. You know, like, I felt, and I know a lot of the folks that were in IREN, from even earlier than I was, they just felt like there was a story brewing here. And the world didn't have enough energy to power the needs that we're going to have, with AI being so important to us. And so those who got ahead of this years ago by sort of planning ahead, buying the land, getting the power connections with, all the local state authorities and so forth, locking in those good prices, those are the ones like IREN who are now sitting pretty.
Let's talk about Open. It's again, it's really picking up some wind here. It's starting to really surge and take off. What's driving this latest part of the move? It's recovered a lot right now.
Yeah, about a month ago, this was like $1.70, something like that. I think yesterday it touched $7. It's pulled back a little bit here. I think we're at 6 right now. I mean, I think it's, this is a stock that on July 14th, when I first put out a tweet about it, I said that this is going to be the kind of the new Carvana for residential real estate. And they can have a similar Carvana off the bottom like move. Carvana went from $400 to $3.50 back to now $400. Opendoor has gone from 39 bucks down to as low as 51 cents on June 25th, Charles. And now here we are back at $6. But I think this is going to $82 and beyond. It's going to be.
So Eric, let me jump in. Let me jump in here for a second because you've mentioned 82 before, and you've got the Open Army. I know you've been at Drake's house a few times. And this is where the criticism comes in, right? People are emailing me, this guy Eric, watch out for him, yada, yada. Listen, I know there's a lot of jealousy out there, and I know a lot of folks out there get upset when someone's been as hot as you have been. But what do you say? How do you push back against this notion that, hey, you're manipulating the stock or you're selling into the buying?
Well, like, Charles, you know your share of haters. I mean, people are always going to take shots at you, especially when you're successful the way you are. I mean, I would just say, like, people say, hey, you're manipulating the stock. Listen, my cost basis on Open is like 73, 75 cents or something like that. It's my #1 position by far. I plan on holding this ride or die till 82, and then I think it can go even further. I've gotten more bullish on this, not less. So where's the manipulation happening from? I think it's just sour grapes. A lot of these bears, they don't understand the business. They look totally backwards. They're not looking ahead about what it could be. These bears are the same kind of bears that would have come along to Apple right when Steve Jobs came back and said, it'll never work. Apple's never worked up until now. Just put it in boxes, shut the door, turn out the lights. It'll never work. They have no imagination. they're wrong. They're going to be proven wrong.
Well, right now you've got the hot hand. I know you're coming to New York soon to talk crypto. We'll see you when you get to New York, Eric. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Charles.
All right.